Hi everyone, my name is Taing and I'm 23. I'm an English teacher at Leewidum Specialized High School in Quy Nhon City, which is located in the Binh Dinh province, which is in central Vietnam, about 6 hours from Nha Trang and 6 hours from Da Nang. So in my free time, you can usually find me at the beach reading or swimming because Quy Nhon is a coastal city. Um, if I'm not doing either of those things, then I'm biking around my town and looking for new food, new coffee shops, or practicing yoga. So let me tell you a little bit about my family. In my family, I have 6 people, a mom, a dad, and 3 older sisters. 2 of my older sisters live in New York and one of them lives in California. One of the questions that I often get in Vietnam is why I look Asian when I am American. And so I respond by saying that I am both Asian and American. Both sets of my grandparents, my mom's parents and my dad's parents, were both born in China. And then both of them moved to Cambodia, which is where my mom and my dad were born. And so my mom and dad grew up in Cambodia and they speak Cambodian, which is also called Khmer, and they learned how to cook Cambodian food, and that's their culture that they grew up with. And so they moved to America when there was the war in Cambodia, and me and my 3 older sisters were born in America. At home, my mom cooks both Cambodian and Chinese food, but they only speak Khmer at home. And as a result, I can understand a little bit of Khmer, like household commands such as stop sleeping and help your mom, or do the dishes and get the laundry, something like that. I can also understand a little bit of Mandarin Chinese because I studied abroad in Beijing, China for 6 months 2 years ago. And then after studying abroad in China, I studied abroad in Vietnam, in Saigon, at Dai Hop Bat Qua, or Bat Qua University, and that's where I fell in love with Vietnam. After studying abroad in Saigon, I really wanted to come back to Vietnam because I loved the food and the country, or the culture and the people so much. I thought it was such a beautiful country, and that the food was delicious. Some of my favorite foods that I tried were mi wang. I love mi wang. I could eat it every single day. I also really love bun xeo, gum soon, and I am obsessed with cafe soda. I have it literally every day. I remember when I first came to Vietnam, one thing that I really had to adjust to was time. So a lot of people here tell me about elastic time, and that if someone says, "Oh, let's meet at 5 o'clock," it doesn't mean 5 o'clock. It means like any time between 4 to 6. So the time is very elastic. And that's something I'm still getting used to. But I think that Americans can learn a little bit about time and relaxing from Vietnamese people. So when I first got here 2 years ago when I was studying in Saigon, I remember being so impatient all the time. I was like, what's taking so long? Like, why is it taking more than like 2 minutes for my cafe soda to be done? And I was literally like crossing my arms and tapping my foot waiting because I was so impatient. But the longer I live here, the more I realize how busy I am in America and how I never really relax. So a lot of the times when I'm back home in the States, I'll be like talking on the phone and also eating my breakfast and trying to write something down all at the same time, and it's a mess. And I never really have time to stop and breathe and think about what I'm doing or how my food tastes or anything like that. And so that's something that I'm working on in Vietnam, and something that I really appreciate about Vietnamese culture, the ability to relax and just hang out. Okay, let me see what else. So it that just passed, and I went to Myanmar with my college roommate to travel, and I really loved it there, but I really missed Vietnamese food, and I got sick at one point, and all I wanted to eat was pho and jiao, but I couldn't find it anywhere, obviously. But it just made me realize how much I think Quy Nhon is my home now, and I love it here. I can't, well, thinking about leaving makes me really sad because I know that my time here is limited. So I try to really make the most of every day and try to hang out with the friends that I've made here as much as possible, and obviously eat as much Vietnamese food as possible. After the 10 months here, I'm not really sure what I am going to do, but I know that in the future I will be coming back to Vietnam to visit all of the friends that I've made, especially because Vietnam is changing so rapidly. So in 5 or 10 years from now, I think it'll be very different than how it is now. But I definitely can't wait to see how it progresses. All right, so that's it for me. Bye!